Hi everyone, my name is Phil Herbst and today I'll be delivering a speech on why Long Island needs a drag strip. So, in case you don't know, I'm from Long Island. I've been born and raised there since, for 22 years. And I am a member of the drag racing community and car building community, and I've been for the past 8 years of my life. Since I was about, we could say 8 years. So, in regards to this topic, street racing is a very big issue in the U.S. as a whole, and Long Island itself has a very big problem with it. There was recently a case of 100 cars back in September of 2018 that have been confiscated by the police department, and about 26 people were arrested due to street racing on the major highway of Long Island, which is the LIE for short of Long Island Expressway. So, a little history on racing and cars in general. Cars and motorcycles were created back in the early 1900s thanks to companies like Ford and Harley Davidson, and the human race is known to always want to better itself. So people that came back from the World War One and World War Two as well, they started making hot rods, making their cars faster, lighter, longer, able to run a quarter mile quicker, and things got very competitive. So racetracks like Englishtown and tracks in Alabama were created so people can safely bet and just race and have a good time. It's a very strong and nice community. It's very friendly, but things can get out of hand because betting becomes into play. So, reasons why Long Island should have a racetrack is because one, it will bring more tourism to the island. Two, it will decrease the amount of teen accidents because, frankly, younger drivers tend to drive very fast. Everyone thinks they're Dale Earnhardt. But afterwards, with that, it'll bring in more money, it'll create more jobs, it'll create a safer environment for people to actually learn racing, learn the proper ways of doing it, instead of doing it on public roads, as to where they'll cause more accidents and they just hurt innocent people. Someone's stupidity can go a long way and affect many people. I've had my own experiences with street racing. No, I've never been caught, though I should have. And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Money wasn't into place, but an adrenaline rush, and many people enjoy it. So putting that on a track and being able to safely test yourself to the limits would be the greatest thing for the island because it'll just lower traffic incidents, like I've stated, and it'll just make it a safer way, safer ways of driving every single day instead of having to, drive at 1 o'clock in the morning, meet up in a little spot, and start racing and making a bunch of noise, and police officers come. It doesn't make sense to keep on doing that, but a lot of people tend to enjoy it more than doing it on a track. But due to this, many tracks have closed down. Like I've mentioned, Englishtown in New Jersey, it closed down due to people wanting the street race instead because not having to pay heavy track fees, having to travel that far out. A lot of people come from upstate, drive 6 hours just to go to a racetrack for a day. Some people enjoy it, some people don't. But mainstream media and TV shows like Street Outlaws, 1320 Video, who's on Instagram, they're constantly posting and bragging about street racing in Oklahoma, all over the U.S., Texas, even New York, up in Albany. And it's bringing a nice mainstream feel to the hobby and the pastime, but it's getting a lot of people in some deep trouble. So car theft is also coming into play with it. A lot of people, they rival against each other. They see a car that they like. That car's beaten them plenty of times. Oh, I want what that car has, or better yet, I'll take that car. Those are major issues of this hobby. So creating a drag strip will safely make it easier and much more reliable of going towards a track. You can spend a weekend there, especially if you're native of Long Island. 10-minute drive out to Riverhead or wherever it would be placed. Many organizations have come into play to help this be created, like the NHRA and Long Island Needs a Drag Strip.org, which is used as a source. And there's a lot of people that back this, and the island wants it. We don't want any more accidents. We don't need any more younger drivers tragically losing their lives because of stupidity. So in conclusion, it would bring revenue to the island. It would create more jobs and more tourism will come to Long Island, and the awareness of the hobby would just go through the roof. So thank you all for listening and enjoy the rest of the semester.